Good morning students. In the previous class we see some problem involving a binomial distribution. But in the problem, suppose the word binomial distribution is not involved, then using the concept of the binomial distribution we solve the problem by easily. You don't memorize the problem, we see the concept of the problem, we understand the problem is involved a binomial distribution. Now we continue the problem of the same exercise. The next one is 7. The mean and the standard deviation of a binomial varied x are respectively 6 and 2. Here no problem, the word binomial is involved. Given is important, mean and is not a variance, it's a standard deviation. Mean and standard deviation value is 6 and 2. Then there will be 3 questions will be asked. The probability mass function. The probability mass function means it's not a previous one. The probability mass function of the binomial distribution is nothing but the formula. Next, P of x is equal to 3 and P of x is greater than or is equal to 2. So to find these 3 values. Suppose we find the probability mass function and P of x is equal to 3x is greater than or is equal to 2. We important needed the 3 terms. The terms are n, p and q. So to find these 3 values, we given one clue is the mean and standard deviation. Using these 2 concepts, first to find the value of n, p and q. Given mean, the value of mean and standard deviation of a normal binomial variate are 6 and 2. So the value of mean is 6. We know very well in a binomial distribution the symbol of a mean is np. So np is 6. I put it as the first equation. In simplification I need this equation, so I put it as 1. Next, a standard deviation is given. It's not a variance. Standard deviation is given. That value is 2. In 10th standard we see, and also in 11th standard also we see, the square of the standard deviation is nothing but the variance. So the next step is taking the square on both sides. The square of the standard deviation is the variance, and the square root of the variance is the standard deviation. So standard deviation whole square is nothing but variance. So we write standard deviation whole square as variance. So the variance value is 4. For understanding I write the formula of variance is nothing but standard deviation the whole square. So variance value is 4. You know, in a binomial distribution, the symbol of variance or the formula of variance is a np cube. That value is 4. I put it as the second equation. So using the data, there will be 2 equations will form, np and np cube. Now using these 2 equations to find the value of np cube separately. So in this purpose, I divide 2 by 1. The simplification is your choice. I divide the second equation by the first equation. The second equation LHS np cube by the first equation LHS np is equal to the second equation RHS 4 by the first equation RHS is 6. Now you understand why we divide here. Suppose we divide, we cancel np directly. So the value of q will come. So the value of q is 2 by 3. If we find q, next we find the value of p. The value of p is 1 minus q. 1 minus the value of q is 2 by 3. So we cross multiply, we get one answer. So the value of p is 3 minus 2 by 3. We cross multiply 3 minus 2 by 3. So the value of p is just 1 by 3. So we find a 2 value p and q, and also n also important. So in this purpose I will take the first equation again. What is the first equation? np is equal to 6. Now in this equation I replace the value of p. So n of p 1 by 3 is equal to 6. So the value of n is 6 into 3. The denominator goes to that side, numerator. So the value of n is equal to 6 3s are 18. So we find three values p, q and n using the concept of the given problem. Now we find one by one. First we write the formula by binomial or distribution. Formula is P of capital X is equal to small letter x NCX. Okay, NCX P power x and q power n minus x. The value of x starts from 0, 1, 2, etc. up to n. The first one answer. The probability mass function is the probability mass function is nothing but that one. We find the known values. We write the known values. So P of, we do not have the value of x, it's a general one. The probability mass function P of capital X is equal to small x. NCX, we find the value of n. The value of n is 18. X. N value is 18. X value we do not have, so the value of x is x. You see the value of n is 18. P power x, the value of p is 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 power x. The probability mass function is nothing but the general form of the equation. 1 by 3 whole power x. Next, q, the value of a q is 2 by 3. Whose power is n minus x. We know the value of n. The value of n is 18 minus x. So the value of x is here, etc. up to here we don't write n. By formula you write up to n. But we find the value of n here. The value of n is 18. Therefore the probability mass function is P of x is equal to small x 18x 1 by 3 whole power x and 2 by 3 whole power 18 minus x. So it is the probability mass function of the given problem. Next we find the P of x is equal to 3. The first subdivision is over. The second subdivision is to find P of x is equal to 3. Actually it is a continuation of the problem. P of x is equal to 3. X is a general formula we write. Here the value of x is 0 up to 18. Now we find, suppose exactly the value of x is 3, what is the probability value? So P of x is equal to 3 is equal to 18. So in this formula just we replace x by 3. 18C3 P power x, so 1 by 3 whole power, the value of x is here 3. Q 2 by 3 whole power 18 minus x is 18 minus the value of x is 3. So P of x is equal to 3, that value is 18C3 1 by 3 the whole cube and 2 by 3 whole power 18 minus 3 is 15. So it is the answer of the second subdivision. P of x is equal to 3, answer is 4. Next, the third subdivision. P of x is greater than or is equal to 2. P of x is greater than or is equal to 2. So greater than or is equal to 2 means the value of x it may be 2 or more than 2. More than 2 means the value of x is goes up to 2, 3, 4, etc. up to 18. Is a long process. So using the reducer process, how to write? I write this is 1 minus P of x is less than 2. Already we see so many times other formula. P of x is greater than or equal to 2 is nothing but 1 minus P of x is less than 2. So why I use the formula is, suppose we write here, we just to find the value of the probability less than 2. 1 minus P of x is less than 2. 1 minus, if the value of x is less than 2 means, if the value of x is less than 2 means it has just 2 value. It may be 1 or 0. So in this purpose, I use the formula. it may be 0. Less than 2 means P of x is equal to 0, or P of x is equal to 1. Less than 2 means it may be 0 or 1. Now using the concept here, 1 minus x is equal to 0. So in formula, okay, it is a formula, exactly the value of x is used here, 0. So 18, 0. P power x, 1 by 3 whole power, x value is exactly 0. Q, 2 by 3, power 18 minus x, 18 minus 0. So first term is over. Plus I write the second term here, plus next I used here. The value of x is exactly 1. For understanding purpose I write here 18 say 1. The value of x is 1. P 1 by 3 whole power. The value of x is 1. And 2 by 3 whole power 18 minus 1. We keep the bracket because outside 1 is this minus is common in both the terms. Now we simplify. It's nothing but 18c 0. 1 minus half 18c 0. The value of 1 by 3 whole power 0 is 1. 2 by 3 whole power 18. That value is 1. 2 by 3 whole power 18 minus 0 is 18. Plus 18c1. Okay, 18c1. 1 by 3 whole power 1 is 1 by 3. And 2 by 3 whole power 18 minus 1 is 17. 1 minus half. You know very well the value of 18c 0 is 1. 1. 2 by 3 whole power 18. Plus the value of 18c1 is 18. 1 by 3. 2 by 3 whole power 17. 1 minus. You see in this 2 term, which is common, one term is common. The term is 2 by 3 whole power 18 and 2 by 3 whole power 17. So 2 by 3 whole power 17. The term is common. I will take outside. What is the remaining first term? Just 1 answer 1. 2 by 3 whole power 18, I will take outside 2 by 3 whole power 17. So remaining one 2 by 3 is that. So 2 by 3. Plus. In the second one, we already take 2 by 3 whole power 17. The remaining 18 into 1 by 3 is 18 by 3. 1 minus 2 by 3 whole power 17. Whole divided by 3. You add the numerator, 3 is common. The sum of the numerator is 2 plus 18 is 20. So the answer of P of x is greater than or is equal to 2 is 1 minus 20 by 3 into 2 by 3 whole power 70. Actually the power is more than 5. So I leave as it is. There is a chance to simplification, so if we take outside the common, the required answer is 1 minus 20 by 3 of 2 by 3 whole power 17. We move the next one. If x follows b of n comma p, the word b of n comma p means the probability of the binomial. X follows the binomial distribution of n and p such that 4 into p of x is equal to 4 is equal to p of x is equal to 2. Suppose these two probability values are equal in a binomial distribution and also the value of n is 6. Then there will be 3 questions. Find the distribution. Distribution means to find the probability mass function of the binomial. Next, mean and standard deviation. Important, mean and not a variance is a standard deviation. You know very well the square root of the variance is nothing but standard deviation. So first, we use in the given data. Here given directly the value of n is 6. The value of n is 6. X follows a binomial distribution. So to write the formula, the binomial distribution is, the formula is P of capital X is equal to small letter x NCX P power x and Q power n minus x. The value of x is start from 1, 2, 3, etc. up to n. So first we write the formula. Next we use the given data to find the probability distribution. That is, here XZ is the formula. Here we find the value of n, p and q. To substitute, the first substitution is over. Next, using the value of n, p, q to find the mean and standard deviation also. To find the value of p and q, one clue is there. Next, we use that clue also. What is the clue is given? 4 into p of x is equal to 4 is equal to p of x is equal to 2. Suppose these two probability values are equal in a binomial distribution. Outside the number 4 is there. So 4. In bracket, we use exactly the value of x is equal to 4. So we write the formula of a binomial. P of x is equal to x is a formula NCX. Here the value of n is only given. The value of n is 6. 6. See, the value of x is exactly 4. We directly write 64. Sir, I go to formula shape, sir. Okay, we write 64. 64. P power x. We don't know how the value of p. Power x, the value of x is 4. Next one is q power n minus x. The value of n is 6 minus 4. 4 into this probability value is equal. Next, p of x is equal to 2. Same. 6C2. NCX, n value 6 and x value is 2. P power x. P power, the value of x is exactly 2. And q power n minus x. The value of n is 6 minus the value of x is 2. So is 4. We write this one is 64. Okay, 64. P power 4. And q power 6 minus 4 is 2. So 6q square. We write it is 6c2. 6c2. P square. And it is a q power 6 minus 2 is 4. Outside is 4. I write the 6c4 as 6c2. NCR is also is equal to NC n minus r. 6 minus 4 is 2. P power 4 into q square. P square into q power 4. You see some terms are cancelled. Directly cancelled of 6c2. P power 4 and p square are fully cancelled. P square. Here there is some power is remaining, so we cancel in power. And this q square is fully cancelled. Some power is remaining, so I cancel the power. What is the remaining of the LHS? Number 4 is that. It's fully cancelled. P square and p power 4. So p square is cancelled. The remaining is p square over. In RHS, what is the remaining? In q power 4, q square is cancelled. The remaining is q square. So 4p square is equal to q square. Using this equation, we find the value of either p or q. Is your choice. We use the value of p or q. Now identify to find the value of p. So I use the formula for q is 1 minus p. So whenever q is there, I replace the value of a q is 1 minus a p. So 4p square is equal to 4p square is equal to q square. The value of q is 1 minus p whole square. So 4p square we expand using the formula of a minus b the whole square. A square, 1 square is 1. Minus 2ab. 2 into 1 into p is minus 2p. Plus b square is p square. Now you see it is the shape of a quadratic equation. Now all the RHS term comes in LHS. 4p square plus p square becomes that side minus p square. Minus 2p becomes that side plus 2p. And plus 1 becomes that side minus 1. So 3p square. 4p square minus p square is a 3p square plus 2p minus 1 is equal to 0. This exactly is a quadratic equation. But the coefficient of p square is 3. First we multiply this 2. 3 into minus 1 is a minus 3. So we multiply any two number, we get minus 3. At the same time, the coefficient of p is 2. So we multiply any two number, we get minus 3. At the same time, we get 2. The possibility is 3 into minus 1. 3 into minus 1 minus 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. But the coefficient of p square is there. The value of the coefficient of p square is 3. So divide by 3. Here there is a cancel. So what is the one factor? P plus 1. Denominator is a coefficient of p. Both are cancelled in one time. So p plus 1. The second one? Denominator 3 into p, 3p. Minus 1 is equal to 0. We simplify, we get either p plus 1 is equal to 0 or 3p minus 1 is equal to 0. So one value of p is equal to minus 1 or the other value of p is 1 by 3. Minus 1 becomes plus 1. 3p is equal to 1. So the value of p is equal to 1 by 3. I say out of these two values, one value is impossible. Do you identify? In these two values, one value is always impossible. Which value? Minus 1 is impossible. Just we write is impossible, then why? Here p indicates the probability of success. All probability value lies between 0 to 1. Suppose a probability value will come in negative is impossible. So the value of p is minus 1 is impossible here. So we find the value of p. The value of p is 1 by 3. Then to find the value of q and also to find the value of n is there. Then substitute this value in the remaining probabilities. Next to find the value of q. The value of p is 1 by 3. We know the formula of q is 1 minus p. So the value of q is 1 minus 1 by 3. So the value of q is cross multiply. 3 minus 1 is 2 by 3. So we find p, q and also n is given. So to find 1 by 1, the first one is to find the distribution. The probability mass function is P of capital X is equal to small letter x. To substitute the known values, it's nothing but the probability mass function. It's a general one. X value we don't have any particular probability value. General probability value P of X is equal to X. Formula is start from NCX. What is the value of n is given? 6. 6cx. P power x, the value of p 1 by 3. Power x. Q, the value of q is 2 by 3. Whole power n minus x, the value of n is 6 minus x. The value of x is start from 0, 1, 2, etc. up to 6. In general formula is up to n. But here exactly the value of n is 6. So this is the answer of the first one, that is to find the probability mass function. The probability mass function is over. Suppose we replace x is equal to 1, 1 probability will come. We substitute x is equal to 2, 1 probability will come. We find up to 6. So general formula is over. Next, to find the mean and standard deviation. It's not a variance, standard deviation. Next, to find the mean. In a binomial distribution, the formula to calculate mean is equal to NP. The value of n is 6 and the value of p is 1 by 3. We cancel, we get just 2. So the value of the mean is equal to 2. Mean value is found. Next, to find the standard deviation. Standard deviation is nothing but the square root of the variance. Standard deviation is a formula. Standard deviation is nothing but the square root of the variance. Square root of, you know the formula of variance in a binomial distribution. The formula is NPQ. Within a square root NPQ. Now we substitute each and every value NP and Q. So standard deviation, square root of n, the value of n is 6. P, the value of p is 1 by 3. Q, the value of q is 2 by 3. Square root of. The simplification is your choice. We simplify anywhere. First of all, in the third table we cancel. So the remaining 2 into 2 by 3. 2 times 2, 2 by 3. Square root of 4 by 3. Root 4 value is 2. So I write root 4 by 3 as root 4 by root 3. So standard deviation value is 2 by root 3. So the standard deviation value is 2 by root 3 and the value of the mean is 2. Suppose the question will ask just variance. Directly we write variance and NPQ. In the 10th standard we already see in statistics. Standard deviation is nothing but the square root of the variance, or variance is nothing but the square of the standard deviation. So root, same formula. So standard deviation is 2 by root 3. Then what is the value of the variance? Just take a square. The square value is 4 by 3 is the value of the variance. Okay students, today we see some problem involving a binomial distribution. The same model sum lies in example also we must try in our class note.